Bill Bratton, the title of your new book is Collaborate or Perish. It doesn't seem like much of a choice.
There is not much of a choice. In today's network world, that you either find ways to collaborate across all of the networks and platforms we now have, you're going to go out of business. It's that simple.
How do you begin the collaborative process? How do you get started?
There's 8 steps that we talk about in the book, myself, my co-author, Zach Tuman. And the first is, as you might expect, leadership with a vision. That it has to start somewhere. What's the idea? What are you going to bring people together around you to share? And it all begins with the idea.
In the book, you talk about right-sizing a problem. Now, not all problems are manageable. You talk about crime in New York, which you faced. How do you lower it down to a level where everyone can understand it?
You understand what the capacity of the organization is. In the case of the NYPD in 1994, what did we believe the capacity was to bring down crime? We thought 10%, and first year we made 12%. So we had expectations that could be met, stretch goals in some instances, but it's the idea you don't want to set up a goal that is not achievable.
And how do you get the right people involved with fixing that problem?
That's where the idea, the leadership comes in. People are attracted to a leader or to an idea. And by right-sizing the problem, they see this is something, geez, I think I can do this. And the idea is to get them on a platform, another one of the 8 points we talk about, that where can they all get together to basically share the idea and how do I contribute to making it a success?
All right, they're all together. How do you incentivize them to finally solve that problem? It's not easy.
The incentivization is an essential element, that human nature being what it is, what's in it for me? Is it a psychological reward? Is it a monetary reward? Different people are turned on by different incentives. The idea is just trying to find what is the right incentivization for this person. Everybody doesn't have to be incentivized by the same thing, but it is the idea of how do we find what's going to turn this person on.
When you get a lot of people on a team or in a room, you're going to get a lot of different opinions. How do you know the right time for you to come in and say, look, I'm ultimately in charge here. This is the way it's going to be?
It's a great question because, as we talked about, it starts with leadership and a vision, but with the collaboration in CompStat, the NYPD, 300 cops in a room talking about problems, what's worked, what's not worked. At some point in time, somebody has to say, okay, this is what we're going to go forward with. That's once again where leadership comes in, the idea of inclusion, transparency, but at some point in time, you have to stop collaborating and you have to get going.